Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling something totally fascinating, but honestly, pretty urgent for solo business owners. We're calling it the $30,000 leak. Okay, I want you to picture something with me for a second. Think back to the last really genuinely amazing appointment you had with a client. You know, you're totally in the zone, the room is perfectly warm, your hands are working their magic, and you can literally hear your client exhale all the stress of their day. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. But then, just a few feet away, your phone lights up. It starts ringing. Now, it seems like a completely harmless everyday moment, right? Well, it turns out that glowing screen is actually the start of a massive, completely invisible leak in your business. Because it brings up a really tough dilemma. What are you supposed to do when the phone rings, but your hands are literally full? I mean, obviously you can't just drop everything and answer it. You're working. You are providing the exact, highly focused service that the person on the table paid for. So the phone just rings, and eventually, it rolls over to voicemail. But let's be real about the world we live in right now. When modern consumers hit a voicemail greeting, they just don't leave messages anymore. The vast majority of people will just hang up immediately and go tap the very next search result on their phone. That was a client, maybe a brand new one, or maybe someone who was going to become a loyal regular for the next 3 years. And simply because your hands were full, you'll never even know they existed. And that right there is the absolute craziest part of all this. A missed call is an absence. It's truly the quietest, most hidden enemy you have in your business because, well, it doesn't actually feel like a loss when it happens. Think about it. Nothing leaves your bank account in that exact second. Nobody's yelling at you. You aren't getting a terrible 1-star review, and there's no glaring red gap on your calendar that you can point to. It's just a complete absence. And the tricky thing about human psychology? Our brains are just terrible at noticing things that aren't there. Since there's no immediate painful consequence, we just completely ignore this massive financial leak.
Let's put this into perspective and really compare what's happening on both ends of the line here. For the caller, their experience is literally nothing. They hit a dead end of silence or maybe some generic robot voicemail and they just skip it. But for you, the business owner, what you're losing is intent. Someone actually had real-time intent to buy, honestly. That is the rarest, most incredibly valuable thing in your entire business. A person who, in that precise moment, decided, yes, I want to book with them. They pulled out their phone, they chose you, they took action, and all they got in return was silence? And you know they aren't just going to sit around waiting for you to call back. They're going to take that purchasing intent and hand it straight over to a competitor.
Okay, let's do some quick back-of-the-napkin math here. Because vague problems are way too easy to brush off, right? But specific numbers, those are hard to ignore. We're going to start with a tiny number, 3. Let's just say you miss 3 calls a day while you're busy with clients. Now, for a lot of solo practitioners, 3 is actually a ridiculously low, conservative estimate, especially if you're booked solid. But let's just stick with 3 to be safe. 3 missed calls a day, say 6 days a week, you're looking at over 70 missed calls a month.
Now, obviously, if we break those calls down, we know they aren't all a guaranteed jackpot. One of them might just be an existing client calling to ask a super quick question. Another one could be a wrong number or, one of those relentless sales reps pitching you something. So let's play it super cautious. Let's assume that only 1 out of those 3 missed calls was a brand new person genuinely trying to book a service. Even when we strip it down to this incredibly conservative estimate, the numbers we're dealing with start adding up terrifyingly fast.
Because if we take that 1 real booking attempt a day, that translates to roughly 25 real missed booking attempts every single month. Just hitting a wall of silence. I really want you to think about the gravity of that for a second. 25 actual human beings, month after month, who were super enthusiastic, ready to hand you money for your craft, but just couldn't get a hold of you because you were busy doing your craft. And this is where we hit a pretty staggering financial reality. Let's say your average service runs somewhere around $100. 25 missed booking attempts at $100 a pop is $2,500 a month just walking right out your front door. You multiply that out over a year, that is $30,000, 30 grand. And frankly, that doesn't even factor in the lifetime value of those clients. It doesn't include the fact that a bunch of them would have rebooked, told their friends about you, and become the exact kind of regulars that effortlessly fill up your slow Tuesday mornings. It's completely invisible because you don't have a line item on your profit and loss statement for people who tried to reach me and couldn't. But I promise you, once you realize this $30,000 leak is happening, you absolutely cannot unsee it.
Now, if you're a solo owner and you're staring down the barrel of a 30 grand loss, your gut reaction right now is probably just a massive wave of guilt. You're probably sitting there thinking, I just need to try harder. I need to be checking my phone furiously between every client, or I need to spend my 1 30-minute lunch break frantically calling everyone back. But I want to, gently but very firmly, stop you right there. You cannot be 2 people. It is physically impossible to have your hands on a client providing this deeply focused, calming service while simultaneously holding a phone to your ear trying to book the next one. Burning yourself out playing receptionist is absolutely not the solution here.
And that actually brings me to one of my absolute favorite insights from the material we're looking at today. The presence is the product. Think about it. The entire reason someone books you is because when you're with them, you are totally 100% with them. They are literally paying for your undivided physical and mental attention. So every single minute you spend trying to act as your own front desk is a minute stolen directly from your actual craft, or it's stolen from your rest or your family time. This isn't a discipline issue. It's not about you not working hard enough.
What we're actually looking at is a structural problem. See, maybe 10 years ago, the legacy way of running a business allowed for a little, let's call it slack in the system. People kind of expected to play phone tag, they'd leave a voicemail on a Tuesday, hear back from a front desk person on Thursday, and happily book an appointment for the following week. But look at the modern consumer. That slack is just completely gone. The legacy model was built for a business with a huge team of receptionists, something you as a solo owner just do not have. You're playing the practitioner, the marketer, the bookkeeper, and the cleaner all at the same time in an era where consumer patience is essentially zero.
Seriously, let's think about exactly how consumer expectations have shifted. Just look at your own life. We reserve dinner tables silently on an app without ever speaking to a human. We summon a car to our exact location with 3 taps on a screen. We send direct messages to businesses at 11 p.m. and we honestly expect an instant response, even if it's just a little automated bubble saying we got your message. The baseline for responsiveness has completely, permanently moved. And it's moved for your clients too, especially the younger ones. If they tap your phone number and get sent to voicemail, that is the end of the line. There's no second chance. They're just moving on.
And here is the slightly uncomfortable truth we have to face. Your competitors are already closing this gap. Other spas, other solo practitioners right down your street, they're already using automated systems to catch every single call and message, day or night. They are quite literally booking new business while they're fast asleep. To a modern consumer trying to choose between 2 places, the business that responds instantly just intrinsically feels a bit more professional, right? They seem more trustworthy. They feel open for business. That crucial first impression is cementing in their brain long before you've even had a chance to say hello. The cost of a missed call is going up every year simply because those consumer expectations just keep climbing.
But don't panic, because there is a solution. I want to paint a totally different picture for you now. Imagine you're mid-service again. The phone lights up. But this time, it doesn't matter at all that you can't pick up, because the caller doesn't hit a wall of silence. Within seconds, their phone buzzes with an automated text reply saying, "Hi, thanks so much for reaching out. I'm with a client right now, but I can absolutely get you booked." And right below that text is a simple booking link. They just tap it, find an open slot on your calendar, and book themselves right then and there. By the time you finish your session and wash your hands, there is a brand new paying appointment sitting on your calendar that you did absolutely nothing to catch. The human part, your incredible care and presence, remains completely yours. But the front desk part, it no longer requires you to be in 2 places at once.
So what can you actually do to start fixing this today? Well, we've got a super clear 3-step roadmap for you. Step 1. Just start counting. Seriously, for 1 week, slap a sticky note on your mirror and make a tally mark every single time you step out of a session and see a missed call. Building that awareness is step 1, and I guarantee the final tally is going to shock you. Step 2. Get an auto text reply set up. Even a super basic message that fires off a booking link changes the caller's experience from dead silence to feeling instantly seen and acknowledged. It stops them dead in their tracks from calling a competitor. And step 3, start noticing the bigger picture. We have to stop getting totally lost in the frantic day-to-day and start really paying attention to this massive shift in how modern consumers actually behave.
Which leads me directly to the most important question I can leave you with for this explainer. Is your business actually built for how people behave right now? Listen, you are absolutely extraordinary at the craft people come to you for. You really are. You should not be losing clients simply because you were busy doing that exact craft. A missed call is a completely 100% solvable problem. You just have to adapt your systems a little bit to effortlessly catch the demand that you are already out there creating. I want you to really think about that the next time you look down at your phone. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. I really hope this gives you exactly what you need to plug that $30,000 leak for good. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.